Good morning, students. In the last video, I had shown you locating the tetrahedral and the octahedral voids, and I had given you assignment on the calculation of the formulas of the compound. In this video, we'll see here with the packing efficiency. So we'll study here the packing efficiency in detail and in different types of structures there. So let us come to the packing efficiency. Packing efficiency is defined as the percentage of total space filled in by the particles. The percentage of total space filled in by the particles is defined as packing efficiency. We'll calculate the packing efficiency in different types of structures. Before we go for the packing efficiency in different types of structures, let me tell you, we all travel. While traveling, some of us, we will take just from the hanger and we put those clothes from the hanger and we put those clothes directly into our suitcase without packing properly. Some of us, we fold it properly, and whatever the space that is available in the suitcase, we put all the things in a proper manner there. So whatever the space that is available there also, we put the small things inside that space there. So we call that packing as efficient packing, right? So here also in the spheres, we'll see that which is the efficient packing done in those of the different types of structures. We'll deal here with three different types of packing efficiency in different types of structures. First, we'll see under HCP or CCP arrangement. Second, we'll be seeing in BCC arrangement, and third we'll be seeing in primitive cubic unit lattice there. The best way of packing, that is the packing efficiency, is highest in case of HCP or CCP structures there. So we'll calculate the packing efficiency first in the first type of structure, that is HCP and CCP structures there. So packing efficiency in HCP and CCP structures, both types of close packing, HCP and CCP, they are equally efficient, as I said. Let us look at the figure. The unit cell edge length is A and the phase diagonal there AC equals to B. So you look at this figure here. In this figure, you can see we are taking AC as equal to B and the edge lengths we are considering there as A. Then look at the top view of the face-centered cubic unit cell. The top view of the face-centered cubic unit cell, you can see this is the diagram that I am showing you on my right. So here AC square equals to AB square plus BC square. Look at the cursor movements. AC square equals to AB square plus BC square. This is in accordance with Pythagoras theorem, which you have read in your lower classes. It's a very simple formula of the Pythagoras theorem there. That is AC square equals to AB square plus BC square. Here in the previous diagram I have shown you AC is equal to B. Look at this diagram. AC is equal to B, small b there. So AC is equal to B, edge lengths AB and BC. Look at the arrow movements, cursor movements. AB is equal to A, BC is equal to A, also A, and AC is here equal to B square. So I said in accordance with Pythagoras theorem, AC square, that is B square, is equal to AB square plus BC square, that is A square plus A square there. So A square plus A square gives you the value here as 2A square. And therefore the value of B comes out to be root 2A. So here it is well understood, B value comes out to be root 2A. And if small r is the radius of the sphere, you see these are in contact with one another, and this is the phase diagonal. Look at this. Here these three spheres, when I take the value of the radius of the sphere, one sphere as r, small r, the middle one is equal to r plus r, and the third one, that is the third sphere, its value is equal to r there. So r plus r plus r plus r equals to 4r. The value of AC, that is B, equals to 4r there. We calculated there previously. B is also equal to root 2a. So 4r equals to root 2a. The value of A is equal to 4r divided by root 2. That is, it's equal to 2 root 2r. Right? So A equals to 2 root 2r. Then we know that each unit cell in CCP or FCC has 4 spheres. We know also that volume of the sphere is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube. So the volume of the sphere is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube. There are 4 spheres which are there, which are present in CCP as well as FCC structures. The total volume that is occupied by 4 spheres equals to 4 into, look at my cursor, 4 into 4 by 3 pi r cube. And the volume of the cube is here equals to A cube, that is 2 root 2r whole cube. Let us come to the next slide. So here we can calculate the packing efficiency by putting in the formula packing efficiency equals to, look at my cursor movement there, volume occupied by 4 spheres in the unit cell into 100, the whole divided by total volume of the unit cell. Since we are calculating the packing efficiency in percentage, we represent packing efficiency here in percent. So volume occupied by 4 spheres is 4 into 4 by 3 pi r cube, right? 4 into 4 by 3 pi r cube, and total volume of the unit cell is equal to 2 into root 2 r whole cube. 2 into root 2r whole cube. When I put the value of pi here as 22 by 7 or 3.14 and calculate, I get the packing efficiency in case of HCP or CCP structures, the value here as 74%. And this is the highest packing efficiency that is seen in case of HCP or FCC structures there. So I hope this part is clear. Remember in your mind the packing efficiency in case of HCP or CCP structures is equal to 74%. Then we come to the second calculation of packing efficiency, that is efficiency of packing in body-centered cubic structures, that is BCC structures there. So we'll calculate the efficiency of packing in body-centered cubic unit cell. How many atoms are present in BCC? There are 2 atoms that are present in BCC unit cells there. So let us look at this figure. Yes, you can see this, you can view this figure 1.21. From this figure 1.21, it's clear that the atom at the center is in touch with other 2 atoms diagonally arranged. The atom, you can see that those 3 yellow spheres which are there in contact with one another, the atom at the center is in touch with the other 2 atoms diagonally arranged. So when you look at the triangle EFD, look at the cursor movement again. Look at the triangle EFD, right? Here ED is equal to A, EF is also equal to A, and FD is equal to B. Again we apply here the Pythagoras theorem, triangle EFD. FD square equals to EF square plus ED square. So B square equals to A square plus A square, giving you the value B square equals to 2A square, and B is here equals to root over 2A. B is equal to root over 2A. So looking at this triangle EFD, we calculated the value of B as equal to root over 2A. Now look at the another triangle, triangle AFD. Look at my cursor movements again, triangle AFD. this triangle we are considering, triangle AFD, right? In which AD is A, edge length, FD is B, edge length, and AF is C, edge length there. Again, we apply here the Pythagoras theorem. AF square, that is C square, equals to A square plus B square there. Here we calculated the value of B square above as 2A square. So in this B square, in place of this, we substitute the value of B square as 2A square. Look at my cursor movement again. C square value comes out to be A square plus 2A square, which is equal to 3A square there. So C square is here equal to 3A square, or C equals to root over 3A. So here we come up with this, C equals to root over 3A. We know that the body center cubic unit cell, there are 2 atoms that are present per unit cell. Look at the length of the body diagonal C. Look at this diagram once again. Yes, look at this C. This C is equal to R plus R plus R plus R. That is equal to 4R, right? So just now we calculated the value of C as root over 3A. Root 3A equals to 4R, or A is here equals to 4R divided by root 3. So length of the body diagonal C is equal to 4R, where R is the radius of the sphere, and as all the 3 spheres along the they are along the diagonal touching each other, so root 3A is equal to 4R, or A equals to 4R divided by root 3. And as I told you, the total number of atoms in case of BCC is equal to 2. And the volume is again given by volume of the sphere is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube. So 2 into 4 by 3 pi r cube. Volume of the cube, we know it is equal to A cube. So A value, we got it there as 4 by root 3 r. So A cube equals to 4 by root 3 r, the whole cube, and packing efficiency therefore can be put in the formula as equal to volume occupied by 2 spheres in the unit cell into 100 divided by total volume of the unit cell. So volume occupied by 2 spheres in the unit cell, its value is 2 into 4 by 3 pi r cube. 2 into 4 by 3 pi r cube into 100, and total volume of the unit cell here is 4 upon root 3 r whole cube. When I solve this, I get the answer here as 68%. 68%. On putting the value of pi as 22 by 7 or 3.14, I get the packing efficiency in case of BCC as 68%. Previously, I calculated for HCP or CCP arrangement. In HCP or CCP arrangement, we get the packing efficiency as 74%. Second case, we calculated the packing efficiency in BCC, body centered cubic unit cell. In BCC, the value packing efficiency comes out to be 68%. I hope I am clear with. Let me now come to the third packing, that is simple packing efficiency in simple cubic lattice structure. So we know that in a simple cubic lattice structure, the atoms are located at the corners of the cube, right? And the particles touch each other along the edge. Thus, the edge length of the cube, if you take as A, and the radius of each particle, you take it as R, then A equals to 2R. Look at this figure. It will be clear for you. So this is the figure that is shown. Look at this figure. This is the top bottom side view of the simple cubic unit cell that is shown, right? This A is your edge length. This A edge length is equal to R plus R, that is equal to 2R. R is the radius of each particle. So A equals to 2R. So the volume of the cubic unit cell equals to A cube. We all know that. So since the value of A is 2R, A cube will be equal to 2r whole cube, which is equal to 8r cube. Here it is equal to 8r cube. Since a simple cubic unit cell has only one atom, right? The volume of the occupied space, that is volume of this sphere, is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube. So volume of cubic unit cell is equal to 8r cube. Volume of the simple cubic unit cell, since it is having only one sphere there, one atom only, so the volume of the occupied space equals to 4 by 3 pi r cube. And packing efficiency therefore is equal to volume of one atom divided by volume of the cubic unit cell into 100%. Volume of one atom is 4 by 3 pi r cube, that is volume of the sphere, divided by volume of the cubic unit cell, that is 8r cube into 100. On solving it by putting the value of pi as 3.14 or 22 by 7, I get the packing efficiency in case of simple cubic lattice as 52.36%, that is equivalent to 52.4% there. So 3 cases I dealt with. The first case was HCP or CCP lattice. Packing efficiency there I said it is equal to 74%. Second case was BCC structure. There we calculated the packing efficiency to be 68%. And the third case is primitive cubic unit cell. There the packing efficiency comes out to be 52.4%. So the highest packing efficiency is seen in case of HCP or CCP structures. They have got the maximum packing efficiency. So I hope it's clear for all of you till here. Let us come to the next part of the calculations, that is calculations involving unit cell dimensions. So calculations involving unit cell dimensions. Here will be from the unit cell dimensions, we can calculate the volume of the unit cell. Also, knowing the density of the metal, we can calculate the mass of the atoms in the unit cell. That is small m you can calculate. What is the mass of the atom in the unit cell? You can calculate by knowing the density of the metal. Then suppose edge length of a unit cell is A. Edge length is denoted by small a. D is the density of the solid substance, small d. And capital M is the molar mass of the substance there, solid substance taken. So in case of cubic crystal, volume of a unit cell is equal to A cube. Volume of the unit cell is equal to A cube. And mass of the unit cell is equal to number of atoms in unit cell, that is represented by small z, number of atoms in unit cell, into mass of each atom, which is equal to small m there. So mass of the unit cell is equivalent to z into m. Both are in small letters, small z into small m. Z is the number of atoms present in one unit cell, and m is the mass of the single atom there. So we can put it in the formula of density is equal to mass by volume. Density equals to mass by volume by putting in that formula. Before that, mass of an atom present in the unit cell, that is small m, is also equivalent to capital M upon Na. Capital M is the molar mass of the substance and Na is the Avogadro's number. Avogadro's number value is equal to 6.022 into 10 raised to 23. Avogadro's number Na, this value of Na, look at the cursor movement. Na is equal to 6.022 into 10 raised to 23. It is Avogadro's number. So this mass of an atom present in the unit cell equals to molar mass upon Avogadro's number. Therefore, the density of the unit cell equals to mass of unit cell upon volume of unit cell. We know density is equal to mass by volume. So we put the mass of unit cell as small z into small m divided by a cube. We'll substitute the value of small m here by putting the value of small m as capital M upon Na. So D becomes equal to small z, that is number of atoms per unit cell, into capital M. Capital M stands for molar mass of the substance, divided by A cube. A cube is the volume of the unit cell, into Avogadro's number represented by Na. So the formula of the compound is D equals to Z into M, capital M it is, upon A cube into Na. Once again I define all these parameters. D stands for density of the unit cell. Small z is the number of atoms that are present per unit cell. M, capital M, is the molar mass of the substance. A is the edge length. A cube is the volume of the cell, unit cell. And Na is the Avogadro's number. Its value is equal to 6.022 into 10 raised to 23. So, out of the 5 parameters that are available, that is D, Z, M, capital M, A and Na, if any 4 are known, we can determine the 5th one there. That's how we'll be doing the calculation of the density of the unit cell. D equals to Z into M by A cube into Na. We will be seeing the numericals on this part in the next lecture of my class, and till then you will practice the packing efficiency in the 3 cases which I had dealt with in today's video. Thank you so much, students.